All right, everyone. How about 3 cards and a bottom card with me? Well, in the day, I don't know. On this note, what would they want to tell you? Because, you know, we're coming off of, well, I did a twin flame journey today, and we're coming off of a week where the dust, where the dust got kicked up. You know, there's the Lion's Gate, affected by North Node energy. We started the month with North Node energy. Mercury moved into Virgo. Venus is now in Leo, forcing some action here, forcing some movement on those feelings. So what do they want to tell you? What would they want to say? What's going through their head right now? What are they thinking? Well, let's find out. It's a general reading. It's just straight up energy reading. Doesn't matter what your sign is. If you found this reading, then you found it for a reason. It may or may not resonate. Hey, I can't say. I can't predict free will. I'm not going to predict what they're going to do, but I can tell you. With a pre-shuffle here, I can tell you this reading's timeless. Whenever you find it, you're meant to find it. It's in my timeless playlist. I can tell you here, as far as what they'd like to say, because that's what I asked the universe from the pre-shuffle, it's a whole lot of woulda, coulda, shoulda. It's a whole lot of Ace of Pentacles crossed by the Fool. Should have taken that leap of faith. All right? This is someone who now wants to, but they're hanging on a little bit. You see the hanging on right there? Just hanging on just a little bit. Still a little bit afraid of those emotions. But this is a whole lot of woulda, coulda, shoulda here. And here it is. Look, we keep getting this shit. The Fool was crossing the Ace of Pentacles. That's woulda, coulda, shoulda. I should have come towards you. That's what they'd say. I'll be your person. I should have come towards you. I should have picked you. You were the real new beginning. You were the Ace of Pentacles. Let's put it that way. But this is really cool. It's Queen of Swords crossed by the Six of Cups. Look at the picture of the Queen of Swords. Now, we know the Six of Cups is sometimes nostalgia and things like that, right? Thinking back. And they're thinking back to all the mistakes they made. Notice the sword of truth that she holds is it's in the sheath here. It's put away. And she's just thinking, you know? I always let the decks choose me, whichever one I'm going to use for a reading. I wasn't sure why the Light Seer wanted to talk here, but I am now with that Queen of Swords. Someone here knows that they made a mistake. There's no doubt about it. And with the course correction with Lion's Gate correcting their true soul's purpose, putting them back on the freeway, whether they want to go or not. We talked about that in that reading. The Six of Cups here is that nostalgia energy, but it's nostalgia for everything they screwed up here. In the readings, it's been coming up as past life energy coming into them, but this is just, again, it's just very telling. Now, I got the Death card here. This is where I think part of this Fool energy, because part of the energy around the Fool is they want another shot at it. A little nervous about it, probably not sure if there's even still a chance. But the Death card here is almost forcing this. The Death card, think of this guy right here with a big pair of scissors, and he's going to come and cut that right there. So I think for a lot of you, this person's coming towards you. You're going to find out what they have to say to you. I have no doubt about that. But let's pull 3 cards and a bottom card anyway, and see what else the universe wants to tell us. They should have chosen you is the main message here. I mean, if I'm to paraphrase it and sum it up, they should have chosen you. They chose poorly. Whatever it was, it doesn't have to be another person that they picked over you. Could be their job. It could just be they're stubborn and they want to keep things the way they are. You know, the status quo, as we've been saying. All right. Well, I mean, we know from the last twin flame journey that I did, which I did today, earlier, that someone's coming in. You know, but whether or not I know they're coming in kind of pagey, but I think they might, the pre-shuffles are usually surface energy. I think they might actually tell you that they made the wrong choice, that they should have picked you. I think those are words that are actually, they have a good chance for a good number of you of actually happening. Let's see. So what do they want to say, universe? Give me 3 cards and a bottom card here. All right, Lightseer insisted on taking part in this reading. Fine. I check the bottom of the deck usually, even in a 3 card and a bottom card, to see if I've got the right read, see if I got the right shuffle, see if it makes sense. That's why I sometimes show it to you first. The bottom card is crossing my center card I'm going to pull, and here they are. The affecting energy around them, now this I don't think they would say to you, but I'm going to say it. It's them thinking what an asshole they've been. Right? This is an asshole. This isn't, no. I'm not saying the emperor is always an asshole, and I'm not calling your person an asshole. This is an energy of an asshole. This is the affecting energy around them, the environmental energy, the energetic air they're breathing. It's bad air. It's the air of an asshole. It's an air of a Burger King who had to have things their way, ego and pride, was afraid to be vulnerable, was hoping you'd just come to them the whole time so they wouldn't have to learn a lesson and be vulnerable. This is asshole energy. This is going to be very interesting. The Lightseer deck usually isn't this harsh. Today, it's not fucking around with that environmental energy. Oh, there's my drowning Queen of Cups. The moon, she got a red hair, right? Just like the Queen of Cups in this deck. That's how I read this sometimes. It's been coming up a lot like that lately. All right? They kept a lot for you. Let's get back on the topic of what they would say, but I need more information here. Because all this is saying is there's a lot that they want to say, but a lot that they won't. Okay? Okay, fine. What's the asshole energy crossing? Yeah, anxiety. No fucking shit. Really? No shit. Again, I told you. And this is the environmental energy. This is the air, the energetic air that they're breathing. It's all around them. The little voice in their head that says, you were a jerk. You were a jerk. You blew them off. And then you sat there in your papasan chair waiting for them to come to you so that you wouldn't have to be vulnerable. Yet you kept the Queen of Cups, the most love I can pull from the deck, drowning. Right? They drowned themselves. They drowned all their emotions. Net result is always anxiety. And that's all this is. This is just anxiety pouring off this card. And again, I said they're nervous to talk to you. I said it. But I said the death card had a pair of scissors and was going to cut that fool right into the water. But aside from that, they are multiple birds in the air. They're very nervous about this. A lot of anxiety here for the way they behaved. All right, well, okay. What's red with the moon? These are center, left, right. These are red together and then the moon. And we'll see what's under the Emperor, too. The Five of Wands. I don't doubt it. And I'm saying the ending before I tell you the beginning. In other words, I'm saying the end result of what I'm about to say to you before I say it. And the end result is I don't doubt it. Anxiety and all of these emotions pushed down, what this person would probably wants to do is they want to kind of rip your head off a little bit. They would almost, in this energy with all this anxiety, they would pick a fight. They would. They argue with themselves about how they feel about you. So in a conversation with you, this person is going to be arguing with themselves about how they feel about you. And what that does is it creates a wobbly energy, an unstable energy. And that can go anywhere. They can just blurt stuff out, blurt shit out. We'll clarify a couple of these cards and get a little more detail on what. This is just the baseline. But let's take a look, because the Emperor, the asshole energy, right, which I already explained, is crossing. It causes this anxiety, and then they kept all the love down, and they'd probably pick a fight with you. I wouldn't doubt it. Bring up something. There's something that they're hanging on to that you did or that happened. Maybe not necessarily you did for some of you. But they're hanging on to something. It's an excuse that they give for not coming towards you, right? It could, I really love them. This is why the Queen of Cups is underwater. And this is why this is asshole energy. Burger King got to have it their way. Don't want to be vulnerable. You come to me. Come kneel before Zod, right? But they keep all this underwater. And they push it back with something stupid, because the Five of Wands is always some silliness. It's the weakest energy in the tarot as I read it. It's temporary, and it's always just a lame excuse. I love them. I want to go towards them. I should, because they're not coming toward me. Oh, but they said this, right? Or they did that. This person, this energy, which is Burger King energy, as we call it around here. And in case you're new here, that's just an out of balance Emperor reflecting all King of Wands, mostly King of Wands anyway. The Emperor is all four kings. The Burger King is always a blame shifter, right? Because that's how they prevent themselves from ever being vulnerable. Oh, it's all your fault anyway. Okay, what's underneath this? Oh, that's interesting. The Nine of Pentacles. That's admiration. See, I pick up on that a lot, and I tell you that sometimes. I say I don't want you to run with it or go crazy with it, but there's admiration in the energy. They admire your independence. See, they don't really have independence. This is a fake emperor. It's phony. right? He gets in his head, male or female. It's a he on the card. He gets in his head and costs himself all sorts of things. They would want to tell you if this emperor would grow a pair, male or female, that they admire you. They've seen you. I'm sure they've been watching you. I'm sure they've seen you grow, or at least they felt that energy grow. They could certainly feel. You've seen it in the Twin Flame Journey readings, how you reflect. You know, you reflected in today's Twin Flame Journey as a king, being encouraged to communicate as a page, to sort of dumb it down for them on the emotional level, right? But they don't show up. If they show up as a king, it's usually a king of wands, okay? So there's a lot of admiration here. Also, they tell you that their wish fulfilled. Now, let's clarify. I'm going to go to the witches real quick here. I want to, because the moon, I'll pull on this too, okay? The anxiety is what it is. We talked about it from the bottom of the deck. But the moon might reveal some of the secrets that they keep, right? The things that I don't think that emperor would have the balls to tell you. Right? Wouldn't have the stones for it, because they'd really have to. It's going to be hard enough for them to be vulnerable enough to even reach out to you, to get up off that papasan chair and reach out. You make them nervous. I've told you that before, but it's true. You do. Why the hell do you think they ran? These deep soul connections, twin flame, deep soul, whatever. Either one. We'll say deep soul, just for sake of saying something. These deep soul connections have a lot of past lives going back. There's a strong urge to run from them. There always is, right? There's always a strong urge to run. And one side does most of the time, which begins the journey, and one side doesn't. And the side that does is the side that needs the most work. So, it is what it is. But let's pull on the moon. Tell me about the moon. Tell me about the moon. Blame it on the moon. Yeah, of course they would. They're a blame shifter. Blame it on the moon. It's the moon's fault. No, it isn't. You're an asshole. It's your fault. Why is the moon here? And I do have empathy. We talked about empathy in the Twin Flame Journey reading today. I do have empathy for what they've gone through, and you should too. But it just feels good sometimes to call a spade, to call an asshole. It just feels good sometimes. All right. What do we got here? Why's the moon here? You want me to shuffle a lot? Well, it is a fresh deck. Oh, fucking hell. Okay. Or for our British following and Australian following, bloody hell. How about that? I'll say that. Okay. It's the devil. Wow. Man, does this red... This is just a table full of red flags. I'm surprised you could see the cards. Jesus. Oh, I don't even know where to begin. I'm going to come back to this card. I don't even know where to begin. Now, what's under the water is the stuff I don't think they'd have the nerve to tell you. In a nutshell, the environmental energy swirling around, that what they're really nervous about telling you is that Steve's been right. How about that? Can we phrase it that way? Just that they haven't been happy. There's an unhappiness, and they were afraid to come towards you. So the things that they would tell you if they had the stones to do it, technically speaking, is about how afraid they are to come towards you. A little bit about that Nine of Pentacles we saw, where there's some admiration there, where they think you're really great, that kind of thing. Hell, if you'd know, for a good number of you. What's on top here? Three of Wands. There's a hidden energy here that this person's always been lurking around. Okay, they've always been just off the shore watching you. Okay, I picture this dude with some binoculars here. All right, and again, it ties to all of this. All the three cards I'm going to pull here tie to this devil. It ties to this toxic energy here. So again, I think the main energy I get off this is somebody who's really unhappy. They're just really unhappy. You make them happy. I think that's something they should tell you, and would want to. But this is someone who's really unhappy and keeps it hidden. Keeps love pushed down, because if they feel anything for you, it makes them even more unhappy, because this guy, I always say, wearing the cape of assholeness. It doesn't want to get it wet. There's something here that holds them, keeps them from jumping in the water and coming towards you. Anyway, they've always been lurking here. There's a lot of unhappiness here. This is a very unhappy energy when paired with the devil crossing the moon here. All right? Secretly watching you, secretly thinking about you, secretly wishing they could come towards you. All of it, they actually want to tell you this. But it's buried in the moon. It really is. It take this person, this character right here, a while to open up on that level. This is how they open up. This is why the Twin Flame Journey showed us they show up as Page, right? This is why. I love you comes out as you fucking suck. You did this to me. That's that kind of thing. And I tell you, they're approaching with swords. Do not meet them with swords of your own. Watch that damn Twin Flame Journey reading I did earlier today. It's got a very important message for the DF because these DMs are coming in, man. It really shows that. You should go watch the Libra reading I pulled today. If nothing else, at least you'll learn about a new kind of dog. How about that? What's the center card here? Yeah, Knight of Swords. They have something very specific to tell you. They have something, and it revolves around this unhappiness. All right? They run away from something. Okay, what's bookending the Three of Wands? This is tricky energy to read here, the Two of Pentacles. This is interesting because I said they've been lurking, right? They never really made any kind of decision here. What they tend to do is run away from this, and they would tell you that if they had the stones to do it. If they actually went on a dark night of the soul and dealt with all their toxin. The devil being here with the moon tells me there's some of this toxin still here. I said this table's covered with red flags because this is what they should be talking about with you. They should be telling you that they're unhappy and you make them happy, and they're really sorry that they ran from you, and they made the wrong choice, and they should be delivering. Instead, they're running from it and being wishy-washy about it. Net, all of this with the devil is a tower. Somewhere in there is a fucking tower. And you look, here's your person. Right? There they are. That look happy to you? It's anxiety is all that is. It's anxiety. All right? Also, I do want to point out here, there is an intimidation factor. I know you don't think, a lot of you DFs don't think you intimidate this person on some level. Maybe you put them on a pedestal. It's just for a few of you. I say a lot, but it's probably just for a few of you. Now, their opinion of you, they feel small next to you, and I've said that before. They do. Because this is what they actually are going to communicate. So let's find out. Five of Wands. Let's pull on the Five of Wands. This is what they should be telling you about. Because this is the real deal shit. Okay? And you can get them to open up about that if you meet their bullshit Five of Wands or any kind of Page of Swords or swordsy energy in general that they show up. See, they get defensive here. This is a sword showing up here. Right? There's a lot of, with that devil crossing the moon and the moon being my Queen of Cups underwater, there's a lot of love they hold back, and they get defensive about it when they feel it. They need to tell you that. That's stuff you guys need to talk about. Because unless they get over that, you're not going to be able to be in a relationship with them. There's no equal give and take with somebody who gets defensive toward their feelings. Right? Come on. But this is what's actually going to happen. Okay. This backs up. The energy coming off this Five of Wands just backs up this whole reading backs up my Twin Flame Journey reading from today big time. We're just digging a little deeper, that's all. I thought I'd ask the universe, so what is this Five of Wands? What are they actually going to talk about? What's this person likely to say? This is what they should say and are unlikely to. What are they like? What's likely to happen here? It's funny when you see it, and you can see it on the table play out right here just in the three cards. They're anxious about all this. These are red, center, left, right. They're anxious about all this, so you get this. And and these back that up too. What did I say? They get defensive toward, they get swordsy, they whip out the sword as soon as they start to feel it. And if you even come in with too much love, right? Because you're capable of it, the DFs. If you come in with too much and start to touch on these topics, well, that's when the Knight of Swords kicks in. Bye-bye, I'm gone. I'm gone. Right? Sword comes out, might turn into a fight, might turn into an argument. So you're just going to have to, not give it to them their way, just give it to them with as much as they're giving you, and don't overflood them. Again, watch the Twin Flame Journey reading. There's some good messages from the universe for the DF in there for sure. Okay, what is with all the shuffling? My God, it's going to be a 2-hour reading just because the universe is making me shuffle like a son of a bitch. Why is the Five of Wands here? What are they going to say? They're going to shift blame. They are. Whoa, I hear somebody out there. Where's Steve getting that from? Because this is the affecting energy. It's a repeat energy of our pre-shuffle a little bit. This is again. They have anxiety about all of this. This is what they should say. This is what comes out. And I already called this asshole a blame shifter, didn't I? Right? They're always blame shifters. It's never their fault. Just watch the news. You see it all the time with politicians. Never their fault, is it? Somebody else does it. No, it was him. It was them. It was them. It wasn't me. No, I didn't do it. Fucking narcissist blame shifter. That's what it is. And this is what's going on with the runners. They run. But this is a blame shift. This is you should have come in. And this is that thing I told you before. I gave an example. I said they push this down and stop themselves from coming towards you just because they make up some excuse. Well, I love them and I should go toward them because I'm unhappy. But they said this. Right? And then the net result of that is anxiety on their part. Anyway, it's a you should have come toward them is one of the reasons we got 5 wands here. Now, if your person says that, well, why didn't you ever just come in and talk to me? If your person ever says that, I wouldn't say back to them, I mean, you do what you want, but I wouldn't say back to them because if I came towards you, you wouldn't have learned the lesson of being vulnerable. I wouldn't bother with that. That's just going to sound weird. I would just say, well, I would give them the logic of you ran from me. The onus is on you. If somebody runs from you and tells you, I never want to see you again, goodbye, do you then pop by their house a few weeks later and knock on the door and say, are you still not wanting to see me anymore? Or something like that. That would show the DF had no self-respect whatsoever. And the whole lesson for the DF was about self-respect and self-worth. So, again, just hit them with the logic of, well, you ran from me. The onus is on you. I'm not going to come check with you every 5 minutes. What's on top here? 9 wands. They're going to tell you about how they waited, how they tried, all the ways they tried, all the ways they waited, right? I tell you what, this is what most people are going to get in readings. I'm just going to say it because, it gets a lot of views when everything's positive about what they're going to say to you. All the stuff that they wish they could say to you is all the deep, lovey-dovey stuff. The reason they keep coming up as a bit disappointing to the DF when they show up is because of shit like this. This is what's actually going to happen. You should have come to me. Why didn't you come to me? I waited for you. I tried. I did this and I did that and I tried. All the blame, it's all just fucking blame shifting. That's what it is. And the universe is telling you, listen, DFs, it's all nonsense. The reality is what they're really scared about is revealing everything that I just revealed to you. Which in a nutshell is how fucking unhappy they are. And how full of shit they are about telling people how happy they are in some cases. But this is a horribly unhappy person. This is a person longing and who's been watching you enough to know that you're thriving, to know that you've grown, to know that they can pick up on that energy anyway. But they know. They're intimidated by you. They admire your independence. This is somebody who doesn't have that. But they do it to themselves because they're worried about losing shit and whatever. We see that all the time in the extendeds. What else besides all this? I waited. I tried. I did this. All this blame shifting. Oh my God. And you did this in the past. You should have come toward me because you did this. Look, 7 of Swords. It's all just, they're just going to, the affecting energy around, I've been telling you this 5 of Wands is bullshit. The affecting energy around it, right here, is bullshit. It's the 7 of Swords. It's all just fucking bullshit. You can get them to put this bullshit down, right? The best way to catch someone lying or whatever, if you want them to tell the truth after lying, is not to tell them, aha, I caught you lying. It's just to kind of give them a look. Just kind of if someone says, I tried, or I did this, or I did that, or that's your fault, just don't say anything. Just look at them. Like that. That's it. Don't say, are you fucking serious? Don't say anything like that. Don't, just look at them. Silence speaks volumes. Silence is amazing. And there's an old saying, silence is golden. Actually, in psychology, the saying is silence is never golden. It never is. It always tells the story more than the words will. And then you won't engage this person. You won't get into a fight with them. It'll get their anxiety up, right? It's because they don't want to lose you. If they feel like they're going to lose you, it gets their anxiety up, and they might start opening up about some of this and getting smart about that. What else? 5 of Pentacles. You left me, I didn't leave you. You ran from me, I didn't run from you. Look, I'm being honest with you. You can go get this reading, this side, anywhere. And I'm sure a lot of people out there, I know one I saw. I won't say anything, but this is what I get it. On the surface, this is what they might tell you, how much they love you and how unhappy they are and all of that, and tears come down and stuff. No. You left me, I didn't leave you. Blame shifter. More blame shifting. Fucking hell. What's bookending the 9 of Wands here? Judgment. At the end of the day, honest to God, at the end of the day, they want something with you. It's up to you. It's your choice. At the end of the day, have you had enough? Because there's energy always in layers. You know? The power is with you once they approach. So that's why I say don't even engage and get into a fight. Don't even waste your time with it. Just just silence. Just give them a look. And then, act and do a takeaway. Obviously, do what you want to do, make your own decisions. But I think the only way to deal with a character like this, who really feels this, and is in this energy, is to do a takeaway. Well, fine, you do it with silence, but it's the equivalent of saying, well, fine, then, I guess, okay, see you later. Because the end of the day here, the universe knows that they want a second crack at this. Okay? It's funny, I laugh when I get judgment here because I see all these excuses and all this blame shifting, and then it's almost like the conversation ends with, so we should try again. They're literally, if I had a studio audience, there would have been laughter there with that. Because it doesn't even make any sense. Hey, you fucking asshole, I waited for you, and you did this, and I'm pissed at you for that, and that, and that. We should try again. Okay? No, I love you, no nothing. It's just we should try again. It's right there. It's going to keep coming around until this person learns the lesson to be vulnerable. This is that lesson. You don't teach them the lesson. You don't get this person by getting into a fight with them. The moment you get into a fight with them, they transform into some kind of Knight of Swords Hulk and take off booking for the hills. They'll run again. They always will. Until they're ready to be vulnerable. You don't defeat the Hulk by trying to fight him. He will kick your ass. You defeat the Hulk by outsmarting him. Okay? You do. It really is. You make him beat himself up, really. At the end of the day, they can beat themselves up and blame shift all they want. The truth is over here. The truth is, this is a horribly unhappy person, anxiety, and they know they should have chosen you. And they've got to get past this fear of being vulnerable. And a lot of them they're close anyway, but that old defensiveness still kicks in. They're not there 100%. And we've been seeing that in the Twin Flame Journey readings. So again, I think at the end of the day, if you're one of the DFs that does the silent treatment here and just does a takeaway on them, I think you'll feel even more empowered by doing that. And you're going to cause them a great deal of anxiety, and the universe says they just come back around anyway. And maybe next time you'll get a little bit of this call. Okay? All right. Let's just see what else the universe wants to tell you about this anxiety. All right? And then we'll go. I'll tell you. These connections are getting very strong. We're getting really, the DMs are like freaking out. And the DFs are feeling pretty stable right now. For the most part. The DFs are doing really well. The DMs, man, they're getting wonky. It's weird. All right. Why is the Nine of Swords here? Tell me about this anxiety. What else you want to tell everyone before we go? Anything about this anxiety? Sorry, I have the hiccups. Sorry about that. I hiccuped. Wow, that's awesome. Where the hell's my water? I don't have any water anywhere near me. You might just have to deal with a hiccup. All the anxieties about love. It's everything I told you over here. Right? Queen of Cups underwater. And the moment that she starts to surface, they hulk up into some kind of Knight of Swords thing, they get defensive toward it, and they push it back down. But in reality, it's all they really want. This water is flowing. You know, it is. It's starting to flow, and it worries them. They know, well, how do I mean? They know that, as I said, the asshole energy here, the Burger King, knows that nobody's coming. Right? Nobody's coming. It's the Burger King's own fault. They put a sign outside that said closed. Right? They took off and ran. Well, if I drive by a Burger King and there's a sign that says closed, I'm not going to go sit in the drive-thru. So the onus is on them to come to you. They ran. And they know it, and they lose power, and they don't like it. It's all just backing itself up. They're anxious. What they're anxious about are these feelings. Okay? These feelings mean a great deal of change for them. It means that a great deal of change on their side. They might have to get rid of somebody. Again, it's all just common sense there. Okay, let's just pull one more card. What's on top of the Nine of Swords? Yeah, it doesn't surprise me. Two Swords. It's confusion. It's how do I phrase this? Give me one more card. Is there anything you want to help me with? Yeah, the Two Swords need to go to one. I was going to say that too. I was going to say these two swords in the Witch's Tarot aren't crossed. They're not at a crossroads. They know damn fucking well how they feel. Yeah, they know damn fucking well how they feel about you. You're their wish fulfilled. I already showed it to you. Nine of Cups. All right, they know damn well how they feel. It's just they're just doing it to themselves. Again, it's this propensity to be a blame shifter, and they do it to you. They do it to you all the time. You know, they wanted. I see it with the Three of Wands here. They wanted to come towards you many times. Many of them have gotten very close, closer than you realize, to actually doing it. A couple of you, they almost left someone for you just to do it, just to come towards you. But they talk themselves out of it each time with something very stupid. One little thing that they hold on to. The Knight of Swords tells me that. The Knight of Swords has one specific message. Right? He's my Paul Revere card. The redcoats are coming. That's all he had to say. It's false history, but whatever. The redcoats are coming. The redcoats are coming. He didn't advertise the bakery down the street or any of that. They got one message. And, you know, one thing they tell themselves all the time. They're hanging on to one fucking thing. It could be something you did, something you said, and it's so minor that the universe put a Seven of Swords around this Five of Wands here. It's really bullshit. The anxiety is over the massive amount of love that's here, and they know what they want to do, they know what they should do, and what they would tell you is they fucked up. They made a mistake, they're unhappy, they should have chosen you, and they didn't. It seems obvious, but it's not. You'd never know from this person's actions that those are the case. That's why most of you have to watch tarot readings. It's hard for me to even spot it reading the energy. I have to cut through their bullshit to find it. This is all just nonsense. Okay? You can almost laugh at this when this happens because the judgment doesn't come out for a bang in a bar parking lot. This is a real deal fucking connection. And this person's treating it like a baby. You know, they're just being a big baby with it. That's all. Well, you should have come toward me. Well, no, you ran from me. I didn't run from you. You know, that kind of thing. I'm just giving you examples. I'm not quoting them exactly. Nobody can do that. You can't pull a reading for thousands of people and say exactly what someone's person would say. It's not possible. The math doesn't work on that. I'm sorry. The only thing that works on that that's close to math is meth. Now, the meth works on that for sure. All right, but the math does not. But I'm giving you some generalizations as to what's going on here, and I hope it was helpful. All right? Stay tuned. We got some big readings coming this week. I know I'm going to just be pulling some random readings and just polling the universe on all this, and we'll see where we go. Because a lot of changes happening for the DF, too. You know, it's very important energies. All these energies are affecting you guys. You know, so that's why I say you could laugh this off, because it's just going to keep coming around and eating this person until they fucking open up. And I hope they do it soon, because I do pick up in the energy that the DFs are, some of them are at the end of the rope. You know, throughout the cycle, people come in and out. And I think some of the DFs are ready for out. I can tell you. You know, it's there. Anyway, I hope this was helpful. If you like this reading, please like, share, and subscribe. Appreciate all the subscribers, everybody who shares, and everybody who watches. All right. Good luck.